Okay, if a boy talks behind others' backs, a gossip, and then he gets picked on, would you say that he's getting picked on because he has female traits? No, you'd say he's getting picked on because he talks behind people's backs. But there's an academic paper out there that says, there you go, there's an atypical boy, gender atypical. Why are people always picking on him? Can't they just accept that gender's on a spectrum? In the same paper, we get this notion that a girl who does not possess nice clothes, and let's say she gets picked on. The paper says she's getting picked on because she is gender atypical. She's veering towards maleness because she doesn't have nice clothes. And she's getting picked on because of her maleness. Not the clothes, her maleness. This is an academic paper that was assigned to a class in Oklahoma University. And this academic paper just gets to skate. I believe it's since 2014 it's been skating, meaning it's not getting ripped apart by clear thinking scholars. It's in this subject area that gets a free pass. Criticism, if any, is very light in the methodology of the study. Have a conversation with your AI provider. Ask if there's been criticism of this paper. Ask what are the weaknesses of this paper if you don't feel like reading it. Or just read the paper and see if I'm lying to you. We've got an article from the International Business Times of the UK. It's got some interesting commentary from the professors of the psychology course. They're pretty upset about this issue. They tried to give a student a failing grade, a 0 out of 25. The student raised an uproar, said it was about religious discrimination. We've already talked about it. Her paper was pretty bad. Didn't really approach anything scholarly. She said, hey, I was supposed to write a reactionary paper. Well, there's a little more to it than that. You got to do a little more than that. You got to react to the paper, not to what you think the paper might be about. But let's read some comments from this news article. University of Oklahoma professor hits back in essay row, does not answer the questions for this assignment. Professors explain Samantha Fulnecki's essay failed due to academic, not free speech issues. Now we're going to get to it. I'm going to read about 2 minutes here. The controversy surrounding a University of Oklahoma student who received a failing grade for citing the Bible in an essay has now shifted from a supposed free speech violation to a meticulous defense of academic standards. Following a public outcry, 2 professors responsible for the course have released detailed statements emphatically refuting the claim that the student's personal beliefs were the cause of her failed grade. The instructors have painted a clear picture of the paper's deficiencies, meaning Ms. Fulnecki's paper's deficiencies, asserting that the student's work failed fundamental requirements of empirical psychology and included language deemed highly offensive. The response serves as a unified defense of the university's academic requirements. In a detailed rebuttal to student Samantha Fulnecki's complaint, primary instructor Mel Kurth clarified that the grading was not intended to reflect the student's personal beliefs, but rather the quality and substance of the assignment. The deduction was attributed to the fact that the paper does not answer the questions for this assignment, contradicts itself, heavily uses personal ideology over empirical evidence in a scientific class, and it's at times offensive. Kurth emphasized that while critical thinking is encouraged, it must operate within the framework of the scientific method. She said, I encourage all students to question or challenge the course material with other empirical findings or testable hypotheses. Now, it sounds very academic. Scientific method here, that's all we want from our students. Empirical findings, testable hypotheses. You know what? None of this rigor was applied to the academic paper that they're supposed to read and criticize. I would like to see more papers from this class, not just Samantha's. Samantha's was actually an easy read. She's a junior. She writes from the heart. But I've said it before. Give her 5 points out of 25. It's a failing assignment. Still an easy read. Let's see some articles from the other students. And let's see if they really are towing a line. You can tell, right? You can tell if they're all they know the expectations, and so they don't really launch out hypercritical of what was a pretty bad research paper. I don't know if I'm the only one in the world saying it. The research paper itself is pretty bad, but it has skated for more than 10 years now. People don't want to touch it. But think about it. These researchers who want the world to be